Now to our other top story. Erik Osuna, the father of a 9-year-old Emrik Osuna, who was beaten and starved to death, has been sentenced to life in prison after hours of testimony today. Erik pled guilty to murder back in March. In September of 2020, Emrik was found unconscious in a Meridian apartment, and he later died at a local hospital. News Channel 7's Jude Binkley has been at the Ada County Courthouse all day, where that sentencing wrapped up just about an hour ago. Jude, walk us through what you heard and saw in that courtroom today.
That's right, Shira. The sentencing came at about 4:28 here at the Ada County Courthouse. Erik Osuna sentenced to life in prison. Now that aligns with what the state was asking for, and that's the same sentence as Monique Osuna, Emrik's stepmother, which was given in June. Now the crimes were committed over 2 weeks in August and September of 2020. There were 270 hours of torture and abuse that were captured on nanny cams and police footage, and some of that was shown in the courtroom today. Judge Hippler said the crimes were unspeakable, unforgivable, and evil. The situation was hell on earth for Emrik. He was abandoned by those who were supposed to love him, including his father. Judge Hippler said that it was shocking how normalized the torture was made in the household. He said that to a full courtroom today, and it was a long day here at the Ada County Courthouse. 6 witnesses were called to the stand, 2 officers who responded to 911 calls, a mitigation expert who talked about Erik's past. He was born in Tijuana and had a very troubled childhood. There was a neuropsychologist who evaluated Erik. He said that Erik had low average intelligence and executive function deficits, possibly even brain damage. The next witness was Julio Osuna Gutierrez. That's Erik's brother. He talked about growing up with Erik, and Julio's also in the process of adopting Erik's 3 surviving kids. The consulate from Mexico also spoke about possible expatriation after serving a sentence, but that obviously won't happen now. Now, the prosecution asked for a fixed life sentence. They said that the torture murder case of a child is very uncommon, especially ones captured on camera. They say Erik had a duty to protect Emrik and failed that. The defense asked for 20 years with 5 years indeterminate, and they argued that Osuna didn't have the intellectual ability or the executive function to protect Emrik. Basically saying he didn't have the mental capacity to plan an escape from Monique or take any action. Erik Osuna gave a statement to the judge saying he failed as a father, a protector, and a caregiver, and that he was ready to be held accountable. Again, Judge Hippler decided to sentence him to life in prison, and he said that Osuna probably would never leave the prison grounds. Osuna pled guilty to that murder charge in March, and the agreement from the state was to not seek the death penalty. Back to you, Shira.
Yeah, no doubt an emotional day of testimony in that courtroom today. Jude, thanks so much for bringing us all of that today.